The next thing that we want to do now is I want to build a kind of like a construction bay for these things so that we can actually build them and then kind of fly him in. So let's say I have these guys attached. All right, so let's back up. Wow. And how about we actually just turn the ship down without hopefully hitting anything. And then fly away this way. There we go. And then here you go. Let's get rid of these things. Boom. Doing. 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 There they go. See ya. Alright, so now we have a zit without any... Where is my platform? Antenna. Wow, I flew away quickly. Oh no, it's military transport. What am I doing? I'm going totally the wrong way. There we go. Let's fly back over here. Maybe I should start referencing what I'm commenting on. There's Raptor again. And Croc says, got mass. Mass, as in weight? Are you talking about the weight of my ship? That it's got a lot of mass? Yeah, it's got a lot of mass. A ton of mass. So here, let's say we went out, we attacked a ship, we launched off all our guys here, and we now fly back to our carrier, and we want to attach more of these guys, right? So let's park you. And what do we got here? So let's maybe build it over here. Now my basic idea is, let's build it. I just want to make myself a lot of room so that we don't run into ourselves. But again, all of these things would have to be built into a large ship design so that we could like find a way to like compact, I guess, this stuff in a bit more. So what I'm gonna do here is just go on the edge here. 150 tons. Croc is saying that his binder is 150 tons. It takes forever to move it anywhere. Yeah, yeah. This thing definitely takes some doing. So I'm gonna start with my basic design, and then you guys can tell me what you think and how we should improve on this. Oops. Alright, so if we start with something like that, and then now with this one, we could, so we're going to do a different a connector. So we've got that type over there, right, where we use the rotor. I like that one because I think it's pretty stable, and if you lose power, things don't fall apart. Another design option we have for this type of thing, right, is connector. So if I take a large ship connector and actually get this thing facing the right direction, there we go. So I put a large ship connector down here. The next thing I want to do now is I need to get a small ship connector on top of this, like that, and this is another way that we can keep these things together. Now the downside with this style, right, is that if these guys lose power, this will disconnect, right? It'll fly away. So you probably want to build, if you do it this way, you probably want to build some kind of like a way to enclose it. Now, I haven't figured that out yet, but you'd probably want to have some way of kind of enclosing it so that if it does fall apart, it doesn't go anywhere, it stays inside, and then you can just give it power and then reconnect it maybe, right? I don't know, maybe. So the next thing that we want to do is, this is the fun part, and I enjoy doing stuff like this because it's silly. So if I make a new small ship, and I'll just put you down like that, and we're going to take, let's just start with a cockpit. We'll just use regular old you. You're just a utility ship, so let's just stick you on there. And what do we got here? And the idea for constructing the decoys, you could maybe have a hidden projector behind the stocking point and have welders on either side to weld it directly on the merge block docking blocks. My AI core is malfunctioning again, says Raptor. Yep, I think we're actually on the same page with this, Raptor. So take once we get this kind of going, this piece on, and we build around it, I think that we're going to be on the same page. So I've got a cockpit here, and I need a full-size merge block. So I'm just making a little utility ship at this point. I'm going to put one of these here, one of these here, and then we're just going to take one of these, put it on the bottom, and now we got to be able to fly it into place. So we need some thrusters. So let's just grab the normal old thrusters, and we're going to need a gyro. Grab a gyro, and we're going to need, do I have, no, so we don't need you anymore. Let's grab a reactor. Alright, so let's just stick a reactor in here. It's got power. Let's stick a gyro, like, on it, and then let's stick our thrusters. One this way, this way, this way. One this way. And, oh, actually, I know this is no design contest. I don't need to make this symmetrical, but I do have a hard time not making things symmetrical. Let's stick you. Oh, it won't let me put you there. So if I go and kill that, put a block there, then we can go 8. You there, you there. And then I want to be able to go down as well. Now this is the tricky part. I think that should be far enough away that I don't burn things up. But I guess I don't have to worry about it. If I just put that way up here then instead, and we'll put the gyro on there. So left, right, down, we don't have up yet. So let's just stick it on the top. How do you guys like my monster? There we go. Here's my monster. What do we got here? Croc attempts to help Raptor repair it. Oh, sorry. That took me a minute. So Croc is helping our AI Raptor fix himself. All right, so this should be. Oh, we got a moving ship. We can move up, down, left, right, blue, 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 and we can now turn you and let's turn the gyroscope down. That's way too much. Okay, so let's go over to the U and boop, boop, doo, line you up like so, and zoom out. Alright, so let's head down. And we are docked, and I like to try and, again, for symmetricalness purposes, let's just turn a bit and line him up so that he's kind of square with the, there we go. And then we go to our connector and we lock him in place. And then we go to our merge block. Now we gotta be careful not to pick the wrong one. What is that ship going to do? So, like the one I'm building right now, or the little guy? So, let's see here. Let's just go turn one of these off. Okay, now I should be able to fly away. This little guy was literally the whole point of this ship. This little ship here, the whole point of him was literally just so I could get a small ship, a small ship connector attached to a large ship connector. That's literally the whole reason I built that ship. This massive long piece of block, which is a station at the moment, which would be converted to a ship once the design was done and it actually looked good. This is going to be a large ship, and it's going to be like a carrier ship, right? Like an aircraft carrier on land, but a spaceship carrier in the space. That would actually be, it would have docking bays for this, as well as, you know, so that it can take these blocks off the front of this guy and stick them on here like we were just doing. And then over here we're going to build a little construction bay for making more decoys. And this ship, just in case... Oh, Logan, you've been here from the beginning, so I believe you know what this ship's for, right? It's to capture these ships out there, the cargo vessels, right? The whole point of that is to capture cargo vessels, because I'm a space pirate. I mean, you know, a space privateer, and these are my prize ships that I'm going to go capture. So yeah, we've got that now connected to that, and it's locked in place. Now, if this thing was to lose power, that would fly off, and all of our hard work would be over. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So now that we have this like a soul, we can build on top of this thing a little bit. And I think that's about as far away as I need. So I'm trying to line this up so that it lines up a little bit with that. I think that's what I wanted. And now what we want to do is grab the projector block. And we're going to stick this on top of here. I think that is the right way to do that. Right? So now this is going to be where we project our decoy array on top of this. So this is the second option, right, that I know of, to try and get a small ship and a large ship attached to each other, whereas this is the other option that I've learned about recently. I think it was DHR Mike that I learned this from, when he put a sign, a holographic sign in my base, or in Boris's base on the Land of Nidd. But yeah, so that's one option there, and this is the other option. I'm confused as to what you're doing. It'll all be clear soon there, Raptor. I only want to build actually one of the arrays at a time. Like I'm not trying to build the entire group of these. I'm only going to build one row. So just 9 at a time. That's my plan. Because that way I can actually say I'm going to go after a private sale. And it's a small ship, doesn't have a whole lot of stuff. I'm just going to load up with one array each, not the whole, like one row each, not the whole array. There's no point in wasting all of that resources if I don't think I need it. But this modular design allows me to have, 3 rows, even 4 rows, if I have the power to do it as well. So now what we're going to do here, if I go back to my let's just go into this guy then, I guess, and go to the projector, and I'm going to load up my blueprint for my decoy array, and I called it the Decoy Array Mark II because I did a bunch of work on this. So there you go. There is the decoy array with the projector, right? So now we want to meld this, we want to weld this up. And the reason that it's got such a long stem is because I think this is what, Raptor, you were getting at, is so I want to be able to weld this whole thing up, and then I want to be able to use a grinder to detach this piece, right? So that's what we're going to build around this now. And again, this I did a bit of a design on this. I actually spent a few hours trying to figure out how to make this work well, and this is what I've come up with. So I'm really looking forward to your guys' ideas as we do this. So now, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, I think maybe 4 out, like so, and then I want to be able to, so now the reason I have a small ship attached here like this obviously was because this is a small ship projection as well, right? So I have to have it off of a small ship projector. Also, one thing to remember about projectors is, or about welders and grinders, I believe grinders won't grind their own ship, right? So these two things have to be separate ships, and that's kind of why I chose this method here with the attachment here, why can't I think of the word? Connector, as opposed to doing it this way. Because technically here, when these two things are merged together with the merge block, this is actually one ship, right? So by doing it this way, this is a different ship than that. They're connected, but they're different ships. So now I should be able to make a grinder on this. Raptor says, I just thought you could have a small ship dedicated to holding a projector and placing it on a welding area. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay. Right, so like if I actually had like the projector maybe right inside of this guy, and then I could just fly him into a welding area and I just re-weld it up. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. But this is cool. Watch this. Watch this. All right, so let's grab a... So it definitely wasn't on the same page. Your design was probably a lot simpler than mine, actually. So I want to get a grinder and a... We're going to need welders. Right, so if I now grab the grinder... We need this to be close enough to that. Oh, I know what I did. Actually, yeah. This is why... So, this is another little sneaky trick. Let's get rid of you. Rotator. I'm going to use a rotor. A rotator. I'm going to use a rotor on this. And I'm kind of abusing things now. I'm using them for purposes that they weren't meant for. But hey, that's what this game is all about, right? So I'm going to put this on here. Like that. Now the reason I'm doing this is I could use a piston here, but a piston is a lot bigger, right? And this actually will technically let me do, so if I go in here and I go the newest, so if I go rotor 3, so if I actually like, let's just grab a button panel. Do I still have that on my hotbar? No, I do not. Button panel. Now I should be able to just go... Nope, can't do that. Ah, okay. Let's put it underneath there for now. So this is, I believe this is rotor 3. I wonder, can I actually... Is this? No. I don't know. Okay, so let's just do this. Where if I go into here... Come on. Hit the target. Alright. We go into the button panel, we set up the actions. We want the rotor 3. So I'm going to pull him down here and say increase displacement and decrease displacement. Right, so now if I get far enough away that we can actually see this, but still be able to hit that button. Right, so if I'm hitting this, it should be pushing that back. Like increasing the displacement, right? You see how big that is? And if I hit this a bunch of times, and then I come back out, you'll see that that pulled it in, right? So this allows me to kind of get the idea of a... I just thought you could... Raptor saying, I wish Wish I could just show you my ideas. Yeah. Uh, yeah, that's true. Good point. uh, but yeah, so this allows me to kind of like use that rotor like it's a piston, but I don't need nearly as much uh, range of motion for that, right? So this allows me to kind of pull it back and push it out and get just a little bit of extra towards this to cut this apart. Now, the next thing we want to do is, why do we have that there? Let's put that back. Is I want to build this right up and around, so I don't have the exact numbers for this, but let's just go a little bit of trial and error. Let's build this up, and then let's build this over. And I want to basically get it so that so I want to, now I'm going to need a piston. Right? And I want to get it so that when I put a piston, say here, okay, no, yes. Okay, so if I put, say, a piston there, sort of, and then I put, so that looks like it's going to be way too far actually. So, yeah, let's do it this way. If I go, I want the end of the piston, so if I go like that, and then this would be 2 more blocks, right? It's not going to let me do that, obviously. But that would put it right about there, so the end of the guy would be there, so we want to go back 1 more, so we want to put it there, I think. Let's get rid of this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And, okay, so if we put a piston here, oh, is that lined up? It is lined up, okay. And then let's put one of these guys there. That looks like the right distance. Now, I actually wanted, yeah, let's get rid of you. You over 1 more. There we go. And you go there. And you go there. And you go there. Now, this is looking funny and it's getting big, but I do plan on having a pretty large, let's get this out of the way, pretty large ship anyway, right? It's going to have to carry a few things. It's going to need different bays and stuff. But so here's the basic idea, right? Now, you might think I'm crazy, and I am, so that's fine. But, and that shows you how much crazy I am. It was bothering me. But here's the basic idea now. So now I want to be able to show you how this works. So we're going to pull that out like that. And we're going to put the seat here. All right, so here is our deal. Let's see if this thing actually does what I was hoping it would do. So if I go welder, grinder, and then we also need the pistons. So we have rotor 3. Let's grab rotor 3 as well, just so I can show you this from afar. Increase. Oh, actually, let's put the piston over here first. And just have this. So these are the main controls here, right? So the reversing the piston and turning on and off these things. But we also want to be able to do, so if we take rotor 3 and let's just put it here. So increase the displacement, rotor 3, decrease the displacement, and then we also want the piston. I want to be able to increase the maximal distance and decrease the maximal distance. Now we're going to set this up. So now if I go turn the HUD on. So right now it's at 10 meters.
Construction components.
Construction components. I see Dracul and Mir are now on the TeamSpeak.
We've
been here
reinvaded.
the entire time.
Have you now? I'm just blabbering away. So if I bring this out, oh, let's go back.
We finished our competition.
Okay, I want this to go down more. Your competition.
Yeah, we had a challenge to see who could build the derpiest ship.
We didn't have a judge yet, so
Okay, there we go. That's as far as it's allowed to go. And you didn't have a judge yet, so you don't know who won and who lost?
won. Yes, exactly. So we did all the work for the competition, but the competition is still undecided.
Which, in that event, I automatically win.
No, you don't. Some parts of your ship broke off, and your ship isn't practical.
The whole point of the competition is not practical. It's built an impractical ship.
Oh, we got a Cylon. And